So now that we have how many schools you're going to apply to and kind of how to understand it, let's talk about fit, the brains and the beauty of this whole thing. Everyone likes them both, right? Everyone likes something that's really, really beautiful. But when you have a conversation, you hope that it's intellectually stimulating, right? Or that they're emotionally intelligent. And so let's look at both the academic fit and the social fit. So, academic fit. Is there an academic program you're interested in studying? And we're going to talk a little bit about that in terms of majors and careers and what that can look like and how to explore different ones. But what I'm talking about is there something at least that you're remotely interested in? If you look at all of their course offerings for their majors on their website, does your eye peak a second or third time at one, or does your heart skip at another? Right? There should be something you're interested in at this particular school. You should feel like either they have the one that I want, or they have a couple of things that I'm really interested in, or they have something for students who don't know what they want and they're exploring. Right? Also, can the school accommodate your learning style? Just because a school looks good on paper doesn't mean it's good for you. It is totally okay for me to walk in a store, see a really pretty outfit on a mannequin, put it on and be like, "Ooh, yeah, no, that was not made for my body type." And totally okay with that, right? It is still beautiful. It is still really, really nice, but at the end of the day, it doesn't fit who I am. So when I talk about does the school or can the school accommodate your learning style? What are the class sizes? Right? What are the hours of their courses? Do all first year students need to take an 8 a.m. lecture? And you know that you have been struggling the last 13 years with 8 a.m. classes because you are a night owl and you know that you cannot wait to get to campus so that we can take that 2 p.m. class. That's what I'm talking about when I talk about can the school accommodate your learning style? Can it do the things that you need it to do so that way you can succeed? Are the classes integrated? Are they hands-on learning? Do you get to do an internship, right? All of those things you have to know about yourself. What do you need? And at the end of this, you're going to do a little activity, kind of figure it out. Because without you understanding who you are, you can't really say what you need or want or don't want in these particular schools. They're all going to be flashing lights at all their beautiful things that they offer. But again, not everything that glitters is gold for you. Sometimes it's dust, right? Sometimes it makes us cough and it makes us like have to step back. Are there resources to help you succeed academically? What do they have when it comes to tutoring? One of my first jobs for 5 years after I graduated was as a learning coach to help students. Yes, I helped them holistically and address their emotional needs, but some of their emotional needs were triggered because they didn't know how to study smarter and not harder. And so all of these things are helpful. I help them with time management, test skills, how to take notes in a lecture hall, right? In high school, your teacher's going page by page, right? You get that teacher every day or every other day for an hour or 90 minutes. In college, you might see that professor twice in the week or 3 times a week for 40 minutes. They're not going page by page. They're expecting you to do that at home. So again, these are things that you just don't know. And so because you don't know, you might struggle. It might cause a little bit of anxiety. And so just want you to know that looking for resources to help you succeed academically is important for you as you think about your academic fit. And then are there opportunities for you to be competitive after you graduate? What are their programs known for? What about their career development center? Do they have career fears? Is there an opportunity for you to showcase your skills? So these are things that you really, really want to think about when thinking about an academic fit, because academics are the reason or part of the reason why you'll be there. Now, social fit is the next thing. So in thinking about social fit, it's all about who you are as a person. Can you thrive there? Yeah, you could do the work, but the work is only going to be 40% of your time, right? You're going to be in class 2 to 3 hours a day, maybe 4 if you have a lab, but the rest of the time you have to be a social being. And so think about who you are as a person. You've seen me, I'm a Black woman, right? And so I have to make sure that not only does the school, but the area that the school is in make me feel at peace. I don't want to have to fight just for my existence and being cared for and honored as a person, along with being a college student. That's a lot of pressure. And so start thinking about those things. Will I be valued there? Is there diversity on campus? Are there affinity groups? So are there groups for people based off of their sexual orientation, or maybe their gender, or maybe their race or ethnicity or their country of origin, or their if they have any learning challenges? Are there affinity groups for you to be a part of so you don't feel like you're alone? So you can have other people to discuss your experiences with, right? Are there organizations that would allow you to develop into the person you want to be? And I'm not just talking about academic organizations. Yes, there's going to be the Society for Electrical Engineers, or yes, there's going to be the Criminal Justice Club. But what about other things that you like to do? When I was an undergrad, I took up ballroom dancing. It was something I had seen them do every single day. And I was like, this is really cool. And you know what? I'm so thankful I did it, because as an adult, to take a ballroom dancing class and pay for it on my own, even though I did pay for it in college because it's part of my tuition, but just to pay for it on my own is so expensive, right? A lot of people do things that they might have never been able to do. I went on snowboarding trips or ski trips. I went ice skating. I went on trips across the country and across the globe and study abroad just because the school had funding. Who is it that you want to be as a person? And are there student clubs and organizations that can help you get there? Also thinking about location, right? So all students who I know who want to do entertainment or music or business, right? You should be close to a city that values that. So that way you could do internships maybe in the evening. You don't have to wait until the summer, right? Thinking about what you want to do. Who do you want to be on the weekend? Do you want a job off campus doing something really cool? Is that opportunity available where you want to be? So thinking about internships, distance to the next city, or if you don't like a city, like, should I be somewhere that's a little bit more quiet? And if I want to get to the city, I'll take, the shuttle, or I'll have a car, that sort of thing. All of these things are so, so, so important. Do you want to live on campus? Do they allow you to live off campus? I had a student who wanted to go to school in New York City, and she did not want to live on campus. She was like, I want to get an apartment, but the school had a rule. You had to live on campus. That school did not make her list. She knew exactly what she wanted. She never shared a room. She knew she would be better off with her quiet. She was a creative. And so for her, she decided to live off campus. What is the distance from home? Have you been away from home? I know a lot of you can't keep saying, can't wait to get away from home. But is that really something that you can do and manage, right? And so thinking about that, being honest with yourself, right? I know that you want to explore the world and do all these things. You'll have your entire life to do it. We're thinking about your first step, right? We're thinking about, what do you want to do 3 months after you graduate from high school, right? I used to always say college freshmen are basically high school seniors that just finished summer break. So when you think about that, what is it that you can actually handle? Who are you going to be, and what can you handle in that 3 months? This is the first time you won't go back to the high school. Normally you have those 3 months, you go back to the high school, right? So what is it that will help you to have a really good social fit? Because we're looking for brains and beauty here, right, folks? Like, we are looking for the good balance between the two. And so your perfect fit, I want you to take out your workbook, right? I want you to look at this worksheet as you envision your college experience. And you can go ahead and pause the screen. But I want you to circle which one of these things are really important to you. So you're going to go over and kind of choose, do you want to commute? You want to live on campus? Lecture halls or small classes? So you think about lecture halls, you're thinking about large state schools, right? Because they have to get students into these core curriculum courses. So it's going to be 500 plus. You will have small class sizes as you get a little bit deeper into your major. So for me, I went to a state school for undergrad, and my classes had 1,000 students. Never knew the professor. Could walk by me right now, give me $1 million. I would think he was a complete stranger, right? But as I went into my major, I had classes that were 20 students. Absolutely. Proximity to home. How far do you want to be? Do you want to work on campus? What about off-campus internships? What about club memberships that you're looking for? Circle anything that you think you'll need. What activities do you want to pursue that's integrated within your degree? Do they allow research with faculty as an undergrad? If you're a curious mind and you love research, do they have opportunities for that? Or do you have to be in the honors program? Start to seek these things out. So why don't you pause this, take out your workbook and do this, and we'll jump back in.